So we have 3 worlds. We're gonna tackle all of them tonight. We're gonna start with Wonderland because I think that kind of helps set up some of the aspects of the game we'll be seeing more often as we keep going through this. So, Wonderland, here we go. Hey, remember this? One thing I do have to get used to in this game is that everything is mostly not going to be voice acted. It's going to be a lot of just plain simple, you know, text dialogue. So I am going to go ahead. There is one other thing I'm going to add to this little editor here. I forgot to add back in the alert box when I reset everything. So I'm just going to drag that. Oh, going to drag that down here and lock it down, lock all this stuff down. In the meantime, you can just keep hearing, imagining Goofy talking. Yeah, all the fun jumping puzzles in this one. We're gonna get not as many this time, thankfully. So who's coming? Hey, it's a little rabbit guy. Oh, that's... You know what, though? Let me stretch this a little bit. Doop. And... Okay, there we go. Now I feel better. I'm late! That's me right there. That was me this whole past hour going like, oh god, my stream, it's ruined! But we're here, that's what counts. No, but I'm not cutting off my own head, though. Sora, I know you went through puberty today. You should probably know, what happened. But that's also rude to ignore the folks. See, I watch the chat. This rabbit here does not. He's gonna get owned. Yeah, exactly what he said. I wouldn't call this place peaceful, Donald, but, you know, hey, you do what you do. And like with all these levels, we start with the key beginnings card. Alright, we're in the thick of it now. So you'll notice there is some amount of, like, level redesign, but... Oh, hey. I guess we should probably... Oh, darn. So, in this episode, what we're going to be doing here is that, after a bit of fights, we're actually going to be re-customizing things a bit when it comes to our deck. I've gone through and I've really kind of analyzed this whole combat system a bit more. So, I think once we've achieved a couple things, we'll actually, I don't have sadly, a official video segment for it as of today. I will be streaming again tomorrow night, so by then, I should have the stuff I want set up. But in the meantime, check this out. This is it. Blizzard Raid. Pretty cool skill. These are, I should mention, all the stuff I'm doing are called slates. Yeah, these are all the moves that let me kind of combine specific card things together. So you combine 2 of the same card like you do with like Donald, Goofy, or just about anyone here. It can really boost things up, or at least get you some decent attack. So you can see I'm just kind of toying with this little flower here. Yeah, courage! And let's finish you off. There we go. Let's keep going. Actually, why don't we go ahead? So, first things first, we'll check our status, see if we've gotten anything new for our attacks. So, we have our Sliding Dash, which is the, 3 attack cards that are the same Keyblade type. So, as long as they're, like, 10 to 15 total, so, you know, you can do your basic math, like, what's, 10 divided by 3, that type of stuff. Yeah, that's the thing about this version of the game. The PS2, which is based on the PS2 one, like, obviously, they couldn't just reuse all of Sora's old voice clips from Kingdom Hearts 1 because there's original dialogue. It was probably the best choice to leave the voiced lines in the in-between sections, like every time Sora is out of a memory area. I think that's the best compromise you can get. Obviously, if you want to hear Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora, get the Game Boy Advance version. If not, just go with what I say. Sora went through puberty in one night. That's my saying. So, Sliding Dash, we have that. Stun Impact will be a little harder. We don't quite have a lot of high-level cards yet. But that's basically, like, if you get a bunch of Keyblades that are, like, the very least, you get, like, 3 7s. Or, like, 6, 7, 8, something like that. You want anything between 20 23. That will do a combo that was from Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, which is also on the PS4 version. It's like, you do like a big electric EMP blast, and it like gets all the enemies kind of stunned. It's pretty good in Final Mix. A little iffy on its use in this one. I feel like it's more meant for the action-based style combat. Strike Raid! I actually like the variations of Strike Raid more so than the initial one. If only because, if you look down past the spell stuff, we have Blizzard Raid, which I used earlier. Blizzard Raid's just cool. It doesn't matter, like, how many numbers you have. As long as you have a Blizzard and 2 attacks, it's pretty cool. So I just wanted to talk about those before we kind of keep moving on. You'll notice that there's these vines covering this door over here. There is a new element that starts showing up more and more as we keep going. And there's going to be actual, like, obstacles in the world we have to basically kill to open up. So, you've noticed that the door over there has been opened up. So let's go ahead and take a look. Another thing I want to try to do is I want to try to think more about what cards we're using at the start. Because each card we use here, not just the number, has a very specific effect. And I want to try showing off as many as possible. So first off, let's use Calm Bounty. Because we got one. Let's see what we got here. So you'll notice with Calm Bounty, we already have a chest over here waiting for us. Yeah. Along with this nice little card here. We got the Keyblade from Wonderland. We got Lady Luck. So in the meantime, let's see what's in here. We got Stop, new magic card. You might remember it as the magic spell we didn't use too often in Kingdom Hearts 1. It's also a spell that Genie will sometimes use during his summon card ability. Of course, it's always a good idea to hit all these objects around here. You never know what's inside. Could be some presents, could be some health. But we're gonna keep on moving, though. So we used a blue card. Let's use a green one. So we need one that's 2 or more. Let's see here. I like this. Strong initiative here. Let's give this one a try. So, if we use this, every first attack we do is going to do a lot more damage. So, let's give this one a shot. So, let's get this Heartless a big ol' hit here. So you'll see, they're already, like, pretty low on health, those initial ones. Sadly, does not quite transfer to the, ones over there. Oh, did that in the wrong order. This is it. The angle of your slates also does matter a lot. Especially if you want to get, like, multiple enemies in one shot. It can also help to maybe lock on to someone. Otherwise, you might just, hit something random. Darn. I was really hoping to get... Let's see here. thing to watch out for, obviously, if we use up the slates like one card at a time, we're going to run out of cards pretty quick. So we're going to try to keep our eyes on our what we have available. In the meantime, let's use our Goofy Tornado. Get him! Thanks, Goofy. I think it might be a good time now to review our deck, though. It seems like a good time to maybe switch some things up. Saturday, when we stream again, by that time, I will have a new segment for this. We'll consider this, for now, tentative card time, or whatever. So, let's go ahead and just remove everything. Because we want to try to think about our slates a bit more, which you can always check with the square button here. So, let's say, hey, let's try to figure out a way that I could do Strike Raid immediately with the first 3 cards I get. So, I'm gonna need at least, 3 cards with 8. So let's see if I have something like that. Well, I have the Kingdom Key. That's 8. I actually have a 9 here. And an 8. So there we go. That's automatically an automatic Strike Raid with the first 3. But you also want to try to keep an eye on that, the CP. That's how much, cards we have left. My personal rule is that every time you level up your health, you want to level up your CP twice and then repeat that, unless you see a new slate, in which case you really want to get the new ones. Each new one you get can potentially really help you out in battle, so let's keep on going, though. We have a 6 here. We have 2 5s. Let's get these 2 here. And then let's get a 7 of that. An 8 of you. And, I want to still only make use of, say, higher level cards as of right now. In the meantime, we should also take a look at our Heartless cards, because we haven't really used these a lot yet. So we have our spells, our items, and the Heartless. So the Heartless cards you basically go to immediately anytime we press the touchpad on the PS4 controller. That allows us to use these Heartless cards, which all have specific abilities that are a bit limited. They use for a specific amount of time, but they can do basically game-changing things. So Jafar Genie, for example, none of your enemy's attack cards can break anything you use. So if you are spamming slates, for example, your foes cannot actually break you. You will actually be able to just kind of keep spamming and slaughtering your opponents, like some sort of Keyblade God. We're not going to use that just yet, though. I have a specific moment in time when I know this will come in handy. But I do like Guard Armor. Guard Armor means that a lot of your attacks, if you're a little further away and your Keyblade normally can't hit them, use Guard Armor, a lot of them can. They're really helpful for a lot of enemies in the air, like all of the little flying mages, so I'm going to go ahead and equip that. In the meantime, I'll start equipping some new spells. Or I say new, but really the same old stuff. So, let's see here. We have the Keyblade. Let's add 2 more Keyblades, just to kind of balance this out. There we go, and that'll give us a Blizzard Raid automatically over there. And let's, we've already had a lot of Genies. I want to take a break. I like using Cloud as his 2 summons together. If you get all 3 Clouds, or you get, 3, you'll be able to use his Omni Slash ability he had in 1, which is very nice. I love it a lot. But if with one of those, let's maybe add 2 Fires and see how we're doing. We still got a decent chunk. So let's start thinking about our items. So, Potion, it's basically all the cards that automatically reload, so if they're not in the discard pile forever, Potion will take care of the rest. High Potions is when you take everything back. These are very useful when you're low on cards from overuse of slates and you want to redo everything. These things come in handy, so let's add one of those back in, and we have enough for, a little too much. But, there we go. That looks good. So, let's give this deck a try for now. As we kind of make our way through here. Obviously, we have... Oh, you see that little flower right there? That's another opponent we want to keep our eyes on. That is another kind of potential enemy here. Not a Heartless, but these things can stun you. But it looks like we weren't quite able to get it done in time. But that's fine. So we're going to use kind of the basic combos right here. I don't want to use my slates up right now. I say that, but let's go ahead and use a Blizzard Raid. Just because it's fun. And let's go ahead and use Cloud for a cross slash. It misses all of them, obviously. Let's see if we can try out, though, a Fire. Work like a charm this time. So let's see if we can make this flower. There we go. So that doesn't do anything as far as, like, unlocking a door, but that's useful if you want to, say, avoid having your controls reversed if you get hit by it. Which I don't want to happen to me, and I don't think that you'd want that to happen to you. But, let's hit this guy here and try out our Heartless card, our guard armor. So we can reach these guys a lot easier now. Let's go ahead and have some fun here. Power. Cloud don't care. Fire. But I guess not at the Sora. We'll use our Blizzard Raid. Make things a little more simple for us. Fire. And we got a few left. There we go. Anytime you see like a card spewing out of one enemy, that usually means like you're done. You got this in the bag. But let's see here. This door is covered by vines, so let's see if we can find ourselves that little pesky. There it is. That pesky little thing was getting in our way. Oh, didn't get that item. That's alright, though. Just goes to show you as a lesson, like, you want to try to clear out some Heartless beforehand if you don't want to risk losing potential grabs like I just did back there. Power. Alright, let's see here. Obviously, I don't want to hit the fire enemies with anything that could potentially give them a boost. So I wanted to wait to kill them before I use my fire. And there we go! We got that one down. Yep, sadly, that one's gone. But, right side, we can take this thing out over here. Grab the orbs. And let's see here. It's always a nice idea to check out your map and see what's close by to you. We have these 3 doors. Let's go ahead and see about this one over here. This might be the first door we need, but this might also not be. That's a little far ahead here. But just a good, nice idea, keeping track of what's in front of us. So if I were to go through this one, though, this one might lead us a little closer. So, we got all these cards here. Let's see if we can use something else. Something we haven't tried before. This one's... 2 of these are always fun. We used the premium card a lot. Premium cards, I should have mentioned. Premium cards, you see, every time we will get this, and we have like a little roulette wheel that lands on a card, the card turns gold. It basically means that that card can't be reloaded unless you use a high potion, but it does mean that it uses up less space in your CP maximum storage, so there's like a cost benefit with it, but it's pretty nice. But we're gonna go with Sleeping Darkness because I just think it's funnier. Look at them. Aren't they? They're just all asleep. I like all their sleeping animations. Like, take a look at them. They're just kind of shaking about. They got like a little bird feet, I just noticed. That's kind of weird. Well, let's see. Nothing in that present. I don't like how this thing sleeps. The twitching, it... Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
Back off!
Trying to kill these things.
Yes! This is it!
Ugh. I don't want to see those things moving around near me. Well, not my initial target I wanted, but, you know.
Fire!
Alright, let's see here.
Goofy!
Get him! Get him, Gooper! So, oh, we got a new slate. And it's Blitz. So, Blitz is interesting. So, you actually will use 3 different types of Keyblades that all have the same number. And Blitz is kind of neat. I've tried it before, not my personal favorite. Also, we're a little low on health. That made me realize we are missing something in our deck. We are missing a cure. So we should probably, let's get rid of you. Maybe add you there. And Rhett's right at 450. Yeah, I guess every creature needs their 8 hours of sleep. That's a good point. Alright.
This is it! Heal! Yeah!
Oop.
Back off!
There we go. Oh, and look, that's a new enemy we haven't seen before. Look at those. That's a little honkers right there. Those things can be quite a problem if we don't take care of them.
Fire! There!
I'm pretty sure those enemies aren't normally in, you don't normally see them. I don't remember if they were introduced in the original Chain of Memories or if they were taken straight from 2. Because you might notice there are some elements to this game that kind of take some advantage of the Kingdom Hearts 2 engine. Nothing in there. Alright. Can I get a card? I got a new Lady Luck. I'm gonna get a little health. That's not much. I guess in the meantime I can go ahead and take out these fools here. I take a few hits and they're not that hard. There we go. Might be better to take advantage of the sleep and maybe cure myself.
Heal!
There we go.
Yeah!
Uh-oh. There we go. Also, I always want to try to make this a clear, like, you really want to try to get those, EXP gems, if you can. Like, the ones that are left always come to you at the end of a match, but you really want to make sure you don't miss out on those. That can be the difference between you getting yourself enough EXP to really get you grinding forward. But, hey, this looks like the next spot we need to go to, but again, let's look at our deck before we move forward. That seems like the good idea. So let's get rid of a few things again and really think about this. So, the first 3 we have here is what makes our, what was it called? Strike rate, that's right. But let's see if we can try to figure out a way to maybe, shall we say, create one for our brand new one, the Blitz. So we need 3 that are the same number, that add up to 10 to 15. So at least, you know, 5, 10, 15, 5, 5, 5, or, you know, 4, 4, 4, something like that. So that one's a 4. We have one that's 4. I think we can make one happen. So 4, 4, and 4. Look at that. We figured that one out pretty easily. And then these can just be simple attacks. But another thing you can do, if you press triangle, you can actually resort the cards here. So let's make it a little easier for us. So let's see right here. I want to get at least 2 cures. Because I have a feeling we might need to use them. Then, let's see here. Do I want to use Genie? Or I do want to have Cloud still here. And I would like to have, let's say... We have the High Potion there. That might do it for us. Unless we really have to worry about using, like, distance. Let's give this one a try. I'm feeling a little comfortable about the setup we have here. We have some decent Keyblades here, some high attack. If you're noticing why I'm kind of thinking about this, it's because we're gonna head, I'm pretty sure, to a little mini-boss area in this next stage. If you may recall, in the original Alice in Wonderland area, there was, you know, a little fight with the cards. You might remember that one. We may have to deal with them again, so why don't we go ahead and see what this is about. So, 8. We can go ahead and waste one of these. Because it doesn't really matter which one of those cards we use. It doesn't really affect this room.